Hello and welcome to Campus Field on the beautiful campus of Sacred Heart. Thank you for joining us for the regular season finale. It is senior day here in Fairfield, Connecticut, and Sacred Heart is celebrating the careers of 15 graduating Pioneers. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato, thank you for joining us. And Joe, the Pioneers are playing for their lacrosse lives after dropping a very winnable game to first-seeded Mount St. Mary's. The Pioneers actually find themselves somewhat on the outside looking in today as they square off with the visiting Canisius College Golden Griffins. We just learned a very interesting caveat when it comes to the Metro Atlantic Conference tournament at the end of the year. You want to tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we did all the math for you because Evan and I pride ourselves in being data scientists. So there are currently 4 teams with a 4-4 record who are all vying for the final 3 spots of playoff contention that remain in the MAC. The caveat that Evan was alluding to is that right now Sacred Heart and LIU are associate members of the MAC because they just joined this year. So in the event of a tie between Sacred Heart as an associate member and a full-fledged MAC member, even if Sacred Heart makes the playoffs and has the tiebreaker like they would over Quinnipiac, they would still have to travel to Quinnipiac for the playoff game. So from the math that Evan and I have done, because there are a million scenarios right now, Sacred Heart pretty much has a playoff spot locked down. But home field advantage depends on whether or not they can win this game and LIU can beat Quinnipiac, which is happening at the same time right now.
Should the Pioneers win this afternoon, Siena would have to lose their matchup against Mount St. Mary's, and then the Pioneers would be in a position to host a round 1 playoff game, assuming only that the 5 or 6 seed was also an associate member. So there are 4 teams that sit at 4-4. That's Quinnipiac, Siena, LIU, and these Pioneers. The Pioneers have beat Quinnipiac and LIU, but they dropped the game to Siena. So Siena holds the tiebreaker with the 11-8 victory in early March. So right now, the Pioneers are looking at the 5th seed and traveling most likely to Siena as Marist sits at 5-3.
Right, and to complicate things further, Mount St. Mary's and Manhattan have already locked up the byes. Although maybe Marist could theoretically jump Manhattan, but regardless, 2 teams have locked up the byes. Marist seems to be locked in the 3rd spot, which would be the first guaranteed home playoff game. Quinnipiac, Siena, LIU, and Sacred Heart are all playing for that 2nd home playoff game slot. But the most important thing, you got to win the game today. That's the only thing you can worry about right now. Let everybody else do their own thing. You got to take care of what's right in front of you.
Head-to-head would be the tiebreaker for the rest of the teams around the MAC, assuming, of course, their associate member status.
Correct. That does add a little fun wrinkle to this, doesn't it?
I kind of like it, as the opening faceoff goes in Nicky Casano's favor. Early shot scores!
Wasting absolutely no time. Tyler Basti.
I think that was 35, not 15.
Oh, 15. I thought I saw 15. I'm sorry. I was a little surprised there.
That would be Jake Garb. Jake Garb, the junior, punches in his 19th.
You know, I talk
6 seconds into this game.
I talk about loving these gray jerseys. I hate them when it's not that bright out.
Nicky Casano, the Fogo man, gets a point. 5 seconds into this thing, the Pioneers are already in the action.
Very nice to see Sacred Heart not wasting any time, just letting that go.
Celebrating 15 graduating seniors are these Pioneers. Canisius College also playing in their season finale as they hold just a 2-6 conference record.
Now, this is an offense that shoots the ball a lot. Right now, Colin Kelly has the ball on his stick. He has 39 goals on the year, but 129 shots.
Wow.
For a point of reference, the leading shooter on Sacred Heart is Sal Micchio with 69.
That is Kelly Collin handling. This is a all MAC conference name team. Canisius got a couple winning names on this roster. That's a good pass in tight, and they score. They answer early. That's number 3, Kyle Brunch.
And Ryan Stout throws his head up here when that ball goes into the back of the net. We talked a lot all year about Sacred Heart being able to really close down the middle lanes there. He just loses his man, and that pass right in front of the net. Not going to miss that.
underhand bounce shot from about 5 feet out from Kyle Brunch, the midfielding senior from British Columbia, Canada.
And not one of the really dangerous guys. This is kind of a two-headed offense with Colin Kelly and Keaton Kozak. 39 goals and 25 goals respectively. Drops off to 15 after there by Kevin Carney. But a lot of high power at the top here for these Canisius.
Kyle Brunch gets his 12th goal of the year. He now has 16 points. He's a senior who's seen his presence on the field increase over time. As a freshman, didn't appear in any games. Sophomore started to get a little bit of burn as the Pioneers tried to get their points back. As a junior, he appeared in about 70% of the games, and now he's appeared and started in every game this season. Kyle Brunch has made his way up the hierarchy, as we see Sal Micchio handling it from the high post. Gives it off to Mareshi.
And interesting here, it does look like we are once again seeing a man-to-man defense go up against the Pioneers. Something that kind of slowed them down against Mount. They hadn't really run into that yet. Not sure if this is normally the Golden Griffins' defensive status or...
Long shot goes wide right, hits a defenseman, stays in play. Scooped up by O'Reilly.
Just 29 seconds left on the shot clock, though.
This is Ward trying his luck. Couple dodges from Ward. He's going to give it off. Garb with a tricky looking shot.
That was not a bad shot.
Leave the goal. We got a piece of it.
Doesn't appear so. They have not reset the shot clock.
5 seconds to shoot. Ward's going to have to make something happen. Ooh. He hits Spooner with the BTB shot. No looker. Canisius has fended off the Sacred Heart attack. Pioneers scored 5 seconds into this thing, if you're joining us a little bit late and wondering how we got a goal apiece very early. Griffin's back on the attack. Good long stick, bats it down. Trying to pick it up is Jack Ramsey.
Yeah, that was really good defense there.
Still being a problem is Ramsey.
And Sacred Heart comes away with the ball.
Last weekend, we saw a little bit of trouble in their defensive zone for the Pioneers trying to clear it from the long sticks, but this early clear opportunity goes as planned, and the Pioneers are handling.
I forgot that's how the game ended. Tried to block that out of my memory.
It was a tough end and a very winnable game.
Very winnable game against the best team in the conference.
Pioneers are back on the attack. This is Jake Ward trying to beat his man. Definitely man coverage so far. Man-to-man defense meets him out at the 30. Long dodge, picks up a screen. .35 seconds to shoot. Good pass, shot, scores!
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there by Canisius. Really good work and ball movement by Sacred Heart to just open up a little bit of soft space on the turf.
As you take another look at that beautiful pass and a bounce shot. I believe that's the captain, Skylar Wild.
I believe it is too.
On his senior day, he gets his 7th goal of the year, 10th point of the season. Coming into this game, he hadn't scored in 4 of the previous games. Will Moulton, fresh off the bench, picks up an assist early with a beautiful pass at the top of the key.
I'm not 100% sure how that was not a hold, but Canisius comes away with it.
Tripped up at midfield, flag flies.
Yeah, it's hard not to call that.
Griffs are going to have their first man-up opportunity, trailing by 1.
Should just be 30 seconds, though.
Long dodge. Good defense. Pioneers have the extra defenseman. The Griffins still trying their luck. Couple fancy moves. Draws 2. Gives it off. Oh, shot scored. Short-handed. That was Caden Easter with a short-handed goal. And the Griffins will retain the man up.
well, delayed penalty goal. And you can see, like, in those instances when there is a delayed penalty, nothing bad can happen to Canisius. You lose possession, you get the power play. It doesn't matter. So Canisius really doing a lot of ball movement there, and just Easter finds his way to the side of the net. The second goal for the for Canisius, the Golden Griffins, is another broken defensive play there by the Pioneers. Not used to seeing that.
Caden Easter picks up his 8th goal on the season in just a sloppy defensive possession for the Pioneers.
Pioneers do win the faceoff on a faceoff violation, though, so a chance to stop the bleeding here.
We are at even strength. The Pioneers are back on the attack. Mikio gives it off to Ward. Spooner tries his luck, misses wide right.
Not a bad shot, though, by Spooner. Sacred Heart is going to have to get used to this man defense.
It does make you wonder if the Griffins might have saw that on film this week.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an adjustment or if it's the way that they normally play, but all's fair in love and war.
Cycling the rock are the Pioneers trying to find their way in. It's Mareshi with the long dodge. Tries to put the moves on, gives it off. Mikio, high slot. Strong arms of Mikio takes the shot. Save made by Kuntz.
Yeah, that might have hit the post. That was a really good shot with a man on him, just driving down the near alley.
Spinorama from 30 yards out. Mareshi gives it off. Mareshi's been very active. He's been the guy they're getting it to for the long dodge.
Yeah, this has been excellent possession here for the Pioneers.
They'll take a shot. Believe it went over the net. Ward's there for the backup. 39 to shoot after a fresh shot clock on the Mikio attempt. Mikio with the left finds himself parked out front.
Ooh, that almost sneaked through. That was a great play by Mikio. Good to see him being a little more assertive, even though it didn't go into the back of the net.
Tommy Kuntz, the sophomore goalkeeper from Birmingham, Michigan. Ooh, they can't clear it. Stealing the possession are the Pioneers. They're back on the attack.
Yeah, and Canisius
and they outnumber them.
Yeah.
Ward's parked down low. Ward scores! Pioneers steal a possession.
Seemed like every member of the Golden Griffins that was part of that turnover just froze. There was at least 3 or 4 seconds before that ball was thrown back into play, and just you could see the 3 long poles trailing on that play, and ends up in the back of the net. Gives Sacred Heart a 3-2 lead.
Jake Ward, uncontested, picks his shot from 5 feet out. Gets his 24th goal on the season. That's good for the most goals on the team. He is a pure scorer. 24 goals, 5 assists. Just one shy of that 30-point marker. He's got 4 hat tricks on the season. He had 4 goals last game versus Mount St. Mary's, all of which came in the first quarter. Pioneers out front by 1 in a high-scoring first quarter.
You've gotten a couple of these lately.
Canisius trying their luck with a couple screens. Gives it off to Coney. Connery finds somebody in tight. Ooh, that shot misses badly. I think they got a stick on it.
And that may... These are the type of hustle plays that we've become used to seeing Sacred Heart making. They're not going to get possession here. It's going to stay with Canisius, but really good to see.
It was Jack Carr getting his money's worth. Colin Kelly picks up a screen. Tries to go with the right. Beautiful shot. Save made by Pazienza. Saw it the whole way. Colin Kelly fought his way to the high post. Ripped a bounce shot. Save made by Pazienza, who's now started all 14 games this season. Skylar Wild, the captain, works his way off the bench. Now he's going to dodge opportunity for Wild. He has a lane.
Ooh, just missed that one.
Shot goes wide left from the captain.
He's feeling it a little bit, huh? Something about senior day.
Long pass complete, and the pressure's put on the Pioneers near midfield. Will Moulton's come on strong as of late. The freshman from Alabama. We just got an update from... is that
shot.
Beautiful shot. Skylar Wilde, who else, gets his second goal of the game.
This is just, I mean, you can see here, he gets a little bit of a pick. He turns the wheels on and just gets to the middle of the field. And what a shot, falling down, stick side high, just pumps it by him.
A sidearm riser from Skylar Wilde
Tommy
to put
Kuntz
the Pioneers out front.
No idea where that ball was. Go ahead, you had an update. I'm assuming a Quinnipiac LIU update.
We got an update from the control room. LIU's jumped out to an early 3-1 lead. That's good for Pioneer fans. We'll try to keep you updated as this thing goes. That faceoff's won. Colin Kelly's on the attack. Kelly shoots, misses high.
That was a great check from behind by, I believe, Jack Ramsey, and that's part of the reason why a guy with 130 shots on the year skied that ball through the uprights.
Colin Kelly's beat up a little bit. Whistle will sound. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him. That's the hunch over that you'll see.
Yeah, it's not the other distinctive hunch you see.
Signals to the bench that he's all right. The Griffins will retain possession. 70 seconds to shoot. This is Patrick Mitchell. Giving it off to Coughlin. Coughlin looked like he wanted to shoot. Pazienza tries to intercept the pass. Colin Kelly. Oh, yes, sir. Colin Kelly gets his 40th.
Yeah, just a little bit of a broken play here. Pazienza really reaches to try to stop the pass to X. Slips coming back to his crease, and, you know, you can see here, he gets back in and gets set, but he has about 2 seconds before Kelly just rifles that ball into the back corner. I don't mind the aggressiveness from Pazienza, but got to be a little careful.
Colin Kelly will join the 40-goal club.
We're going to the control room to see how that stacks up against the rest of the MAC.
He is a redshirt sophomore, and he's scored in 13 of the 15 games now.
That is an unbelievable face-off win by Nicky Casano. Really, really good win at a much-needed time.
We've seen 7 goals in the first 9 minutes of this one. Morgan O'Reilly's met with 3 Griffins.
Yeah, not often he's on the other
Beautiful
side of his
pass complete to
midfield
Stout.
line.
Pioneers are now going to try to establish a presence. They're still outnumbered.
Little ball fake there that put Ethan Thompson onto his feet.
Fresh off the sideline is Moreshi. Moreshi puts it off to the right. Mikio. Oh, dangerous shot. Goes wide left. Didn't miss by much.
No, he did not, but I'm sure he would like that one back. And that was a little dangerous because Sacred Heart just had the backup there.
Jake Ward able to win the race. Rewarded for his efforts now is Ward. Can't find an angle. 25 to shoot. Mikio dodge with the left. Sets a screen now for, I believe that's Spooner. He wants to shoot. He will. Beautiful shot from Jake Garb.
It's his 20th goal of the year. Try to knock him off the ball, and he just stays with it. And unlike last week where Sacred Heart had the memo to shoot low, this week the memo is shoot high. That was right over Kuntz's shoulder.
Jake Garb rifles it in for his second goal of the game. He now sits with 20 goals and 11 assists on the year. He scored in 11 straight with now multiple goals and 7 of them. He's just a junior. Last year as a sophomore, he had 12 goals and 11 assists. This year, he has dwarfed those numbers. Another big face-off win from Casano, and the Pioneers are back in the attack. This is Garb who puts the brakes on for a surging Pioneer offense. He scored 5 and 10. Garb carries it out of the X. Defense from Isaiah Ricketts. Ricketts is in his pocket. Johnny Morgan gives it off. Pioneers being patient, trying to find a crease. Long dodge shut down by Ricketts once again. Moulton from the high slot gives it off to, I believe that's Wild in the X, who pays for it. Morgan O'Reilly trying to get in the action. He'll take a shot. Save made by Kuntz.
And that will reset the shot clock.
There's 14 seconds on the shot clock at the time of that shot.
About to say, we have not called Morgan O'Reilly's name yet today all that much, and does a little something there. Blessing of the commentator.
Will Moulton trying his luck. Whistle sounds.
Not 1,000% sure what is happening.
They just put 80 full seconds on the shot clock. Now it's been changed to 60. Is there an injury? There is.
Oh.
Hunched over in his defensive zone, now finding his way to his feet. That is the sophomore defenseman Chance Cook laboring his way off the turf. Pioneers will retain the possession with 60 to shoot. Moulton gets the action going. Picking up a screen, and now with some space, elects to shoot, goes high. Scooped up by Moreshi. The freshman gives it back. Excruciatingly long possession from the Pioneers.
Oh.
And it might end with that mishap.
It was about time you had a curse of the commentator moment.
Unforced
It's a power.
error.
It's a special power.
That was about a 2-minute possession at least for the Pioneers.
It was a 0.2 of a second from the minute the words got out of your lips to the field.
An unforced error puts Canisius back in the attack. The Golden Griffins. Handling is Jackson Naylor. Jackson Fridge with the long dodge. Fakes it to Naylor, finds Kelly. Kelly wanted to shoot.
Kelly's always looking to shoot. There's never a moment he is not looking to shoot.
Trying to field it. Canisius comes away with it. I thought Kelly was about to take one from 25 yards out.
And this is another, it was kind of one of those moments last week where John Bosty had to make the adjustment to push his defenders up high to make sure that the big guns on Mount were not. Oh, that was just a straight steal.
Beautiful play from Bartkus, I want to say. Bartkus, the defender, had a goal last weekend that was pretty electric. He went coast to coast, buried one.
But push the defenders up to stop those high shots that were just getting laced into the back of the net. A little bit of an adjustment here as well. Don't let Kelly do what he wants up top.
Spooner to O'Reilly, who finds Ward. Bartkus is now setting a screen in the offensive zone.
Oh, nice little move.
Ward wanted to shoot, gives it off. Oh, that one's going to get all the way back down to midfield. Another unforced error. They're wrestling.
And it's a small play that you're not going to really see on the score sheet, but Caden Libby does, if the ball is coming back over the midfield line, you're not allowed to go over the line, but you can put your stick over the line to keep the ball in the offensive zone. And Libby just lifted the stick of, I believe it was Jack Ramsey, to make sure that he couldn't just push the ball in. Earns possession back for the Golden Griffins.
50 to play, 55 on the shot clock, a non-factor. Canisius can take the last shot should they choose to.
And they might.
That's Nathan Connery stretching the legs. Definitely a high zone from the Pioneers so far. Connery with a spin move. Almost went with the right. Lex to instead rotate now with 25 seconds to shoot. No need to force anything. Kyle Brunch wants an angle. Gives it off to Kelly. Good defense from Candelino.
This has been great defense.
13 seconds to shoot, and Canisius gives it away. The Pioneers are now going to have 10 seconds to try to force something. We'll see if they do. Pazienza launches it.
Yeah, Pazienza's going to shoot from there.
Ward can't come away with it. The whistle sounds. Horn sounds. First quarter has ended. The Pioneers sporting a 2-goal lead after a 5-goal effort in the first 15. Canisius competing as well. They've got 3 goals to their name. The teams will switch sides, and we will be right back after a short break. It is senior day in Fairfield. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato join us for the second quarter.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
After all your hard work, the studying, practices, and rehearsals, you deserve the best for what's next. The best in Connecticut higher education. Outstanding nursing and health professions programs, premier learning facilities and world-class tech labs, a nationally ranked business school, modern residential, social, and recreational facilities, championship D1 athletics, and pro-level performing arts. Make your next step the best step. Apply now to Sacred Heart University.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Hello and welcome back to Campus Field. Your score after 15, Pioneers 5, visiting Golden Griffins 3. Joe, I believe you have an update from LIU.
We do. The score from the control room is 4-2 LIU, just about the end of the first quarter. Should stay pretty consistent with the game time here. So Sacred Heart up by 2, LIU up by 2. That is 2 of the 3 things that need to occur for that home game to happen.
Again,
the third thing is Siena losing.
Do not believe that game starts till 1.
They play later, so.
Your goal scorers in the first quarter for the Pioneers, Jake Garb netted 2. Skylar Wild had a pair himself, and Jake Ward came away with 1. As far as Canisius College attack goes, Kyle Brunch had 1, Caden Easter with 1, and the dangerous Colin Kelly netted his 40th. The opening faceoff will go in the Pioneers' favor. Long pass from Pazienza. He's trying to get to Ward behind the net.
There was not a lot of time there to clear the ball over the midfield line, so very good work by the goalkeeper.
Pioneers now attacking scoreboard side. This is Spooner. Couple moves. Doesn't find his way any closer to the crease. Garb from the X. Mikio, spin move. Righty.
Oof.
Missed wide left.
Happy to see Mikio shooting the ball a little bit more, though. He's got to be assertive out there, him and O'Reilly.
Jake Garb trying to earn a shot. We've seen a very high man-to-man defense from Canisius. Mikio's open. Mikio scores! Sal Mikio nets his 19th of the season.
Yeah, really good work here by the Pioneers. Just a little bit of ball movement. They had a couple of shots, and then Mikio from the far alley, you can see right here, he just gets the pass. One step, hands free, fires it high again. Back of the net.
That was Skylar Wild who draw 2 defenders, left Mikio uncovered. Michael Moreshi is going to pick up the assist.
Oh, a little. That's an illegal procedure. Will go in Sacred Heart's favor. I'm not 100% sure what happened there.
Electing to give it off and get the attack going. Fresh off the sideline, this is, again, Moreshi. He's been handling a lot of the ball handling responsibilities for the Pioneers so far. Will Moulton, beautiful pass. Jake Ward parked himself right next to the net.
It's a combination of unbelievable ball movement and just sloppy defense by the Golden Griffins. See Moulton just coming down the far alley, just a perfect pass. And no one is even remotely in the area. A little quick stick into the back of the net, and Sacred Heart has a 7-3 lead.
It's going to be Jake Ward's second of the game and 25th of the season for the sophomore from Highland Ranch, Colorado. He's a true sophomore. As a freshman last year, he had 17 goals and 9 assists. Now with 25 goals and 5 assists this season, looks like the Pioneers might have struck gold on Jake Ward. Nicky Casano is going to win another faceoff. This is Nick Handy now, the senior from Providence, Rhode Island. Sal Mikio has a goal this quarter. I believe that was Johnny Morgan with the dodge opportunity. Spooner picks up a screen from Mikio. Spooner being pestered the whole way. Gonna try his luck once again. Spooner tries the spin move. Great defense from Canisius. That was Caden Libby who was applying the pressure on Spooner.
Oh, nice pass. Oh.
As I mentioned it, Spooner beats Libby, and a great save made by Tommy Kuntz.
Just hit the crossbar.
Pioneers still want this possession. They're wrestling for it in the defensive end.
And that will be an interference that goes back to Sacred Heart. So good hustle play there by the Pioneers. Ends up in them keeping
It was Jake
possession.
Garb who sold the contact a little bit.
And a fully fresh shot clock now for the Pioneers.
Pioneers very active in the attacking third so far. Ward's open again. Ward shoots and he scores. There's a hat trick for Jake Ward, now with 5 on the season.
You can see here Sacred Heart continuing to move the ball well. Nice little pass over to the side. Ward just isolation around the net and just is able to slip it between Kuntz's shoulder and that near post.
He had about half a foot there to make that shot.
Maybe less.
Jake Ward has been excellent in the off-ball movement so far. He finds himself open against this man-to-man defense.
And this will be a timeout by Canisius to try to settle things down. Can't say I blame him for that.
Pioneers are on a
3.
Pioneers are on a 4-goal run, and they now lead by 5 at home. Jake Ward picking up the last 2, and we're going to take a break also. Stay with us from Fairfield. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato.
And the Pioneers are your 2021 NEC champs. The LIU Sharks are your 2022 Northeast Conference baseball champions. She did not miss that time. Olivia Eulum has given St. Francis a big lead now at 6-1.
And here comes Wilcox on the run, 1-on-3.
Oh!
Takes
Whoa!
it to the hole.
Whoa!
Nearly
Whoa!
blocked
Whoa!
by the rim, but he finishes with the
Whoa!
flourish
Hello and welcome back to Campus Field. The Pioneers are on a 4-goal run as Jake Ward picked up his second and third goals of the young game. That puts his goal total at 26 this season. Going back to about halfway through the first quarter, that put the Pioneers on a 6-1 run. Canisius was looking very competitive early. Since then, it has been all Pioneers. Canisius has called the timeout. Head coach Mark Mayashita in his 6th season. Their assistant coach, Derek Marks, is a Sacred Heart alum. He graduated from the university in 2008. He's now on his 6th season with the Golden Griffins as well. Nicky Casano is going to see if he can keep the pace in the faceoff dot. He's been excellent early as well. Casano wrestling for it, finds himself on top of the ball. Whistle sounds, he's going to come away with it. Casano's now trying to beat the defense.
From an emotional perspective here. All right, that was my turn to do curse of the commentator. Oh, maybe not.
Big scrum at midfield trying to find the ball. Ricketts ends up with it.
I was going to say, if you can score off an opposing team's timeout, it is a pretty disruptive moment, but Canisius managed to force the turnover there.
That was Isaiah Ricketts who scooped it up and forced it into the offensive zone, and now Canisius is back on the attack, fresh out of the timeout. Maybe with a play drawn up. This is Perucki. From the low slot, can't find an angle. He was close enough to shoot, was Connery, but he couldn't get his hands free. Now with his hands free, he shoots one wide right. Kyle Brunch will scoop it up at the pylon. 30 to shoot for these Griffins. Brunch with a roll dodge here. Can't beat the defense again. Finds Connery, who had a second to shoot. Still tries. Misses over the net. There for the backup. Griffin's pressing the pace now. This is Brunch.
Sacred Heart doing a really good job sticking with this. Things can get a little hard on defense when the offense is a bit chaotic, but Pioneers doing a good job staying with it. Nice little double here.
Whistle sounds. That's a shot clock violation on a hard 80 from the Pioneers. Earning the applause from those in attendance. Trying to beat the forecheck. Ooh, hard check at midfield, trying to come away with it.
Second time that's happened to the Pioneers. This time they will keep the possession.
Johnny Morgan still trying to outrun him. Whistle sounds, not sure what the call is. I didn't see a flag. It's going to be a conference at midfield for the Stripes.
I'm wondering if they're not... I genuinely have no idea what they were discussing. I mean, to put him right back where he was.
Both head coaches are now barking at the referee, but we will progress. The Pioneers have 70 to shoot. Early in the second quarter, Pioneers sporting a 5-goal lead. That is Moulton. Tried to get it to Garb.
Very lucky that Sacred Heart had two bodies there to keep possession of that ball.
Trying to beat his man is Moulton. Finds O'Reilly. O'Reilly with a poor shot goes wide right. Ward's there to back it up.
Also shoot anything. That was a nice pass though to get across the field.
Ooh, long dodge from Morgan. Johnny Morgan tries his luck. Again, might as well. You got Jake Ward back there.
Yeah, it's been a good offensive set here for the Pioneers.
Now with 44 to shoot. Pioneers retain. Garb handles. Jake Garb high-lows the screen.
Sacred Heart making all sorts of dekes.
Pioneers trying to crack that defense. In his pocket. Johnny Morgan just wants to get the hands free.
Oh, that was the play.
Skylar Wild couldn't come away with it.
Another opportunity there.
Skylar Wild goes wide left. Flag flies. Wild draws the contact. Pioneers have 12 seconds.
I don't know what this is going to be. It might be a cross check. Which would be a minute power play for the Pioneers.
When we do get the call, Will Moulton will get it going from the pylon.
Might be hit to the head.
Pioneers are going to be man up. An area of which they've been decent this season.
Oh, unnecessary roughness.
Unnecessary roughness is the call. Pioneers are converting on 9 of their 48 attempts man up, so I guess decent would not be the word. Subpar.
Gross was the word that I was thinking of, but
converting at just 18% are the Pioneers. Now with their 49th man up opportunity, they've only netted 9 of them. Morgan O'Reilly was open, elected not to shoot.
Yeah, I'm very surprised there as well.
Wild wants a hat trick. Skylar Wild, beautiful save from Kuntz.
Yeah, saw that into his stick all the way. Sacred Heart getting a little trigger happy there with plenty of time left on the man advantage. But a chance here to maybe force a difficult clear. They will not.
And 9 for 49 looks to be the trend. They only got 15 seconds on this man-up opportunity, and Canisius is well in control of the ball. They will take their time, get to even strength. Just under halfway through this thing. Again, Pioneers on a 4-goal run. Canisius has not scored since the 5:53 mark in the first quarter. Trying to free up the hands was Patrick Mitchell. Gives it off to Webster. Moves it to Coughlin. Colin Kelly puts the moves on. He shoots. Doesn't make it through the defense. Candelino scoops it up.
Yeah, good converging defense there by the Pioneers.
It's the captain, Ryan Stout, putting the burners on. Stout still handling. Gives it off to Ward. Picks up a Stout screen. And Ward will pump the brakes. We'll get more offensive-minded set for the Pioneers. Mikio finds his way over midfield. Mikio with the left. Mikio!
Poof. Second Sal Mikio goal that I have no idea how he was able to squeeze it through a hole the size maybe an inch bigger than a lacrosse ball. You can see Mikio, as soon as he gets the ball, just watch the net, just slips it between the top corner and Kuntz's shoulder.
Sal Mikio picks up his 20th goal of the season, fresh over midfield. Canisius didn't even have time to put a body on him. Sal Mikio's 20 goals is the second most on the team. He's also got the most assists for this ball club. He's got 13 on the season. He's a 3-year contributor. He now has 20 goals in all 3 seasons. That's a very impressive stat to hit. 20 goals freshman, 20 goals as a sophomore, and now 20 goals as a senior in the last game of this regular season campaign.
And Evan, I'm hearing from the control room that it is 5-4 now. Oh, excuse me. Quick goal by LIU. 6-4 LIU in the lead with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter.
Our jobs would be a lot easier if Sienna would just have the opening face-off.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Canisius in the offensive set. Pioneers on a 5-goal run. They've scored 7 of the last 8. Canisius trying to stop it. Pazienza intercepts the pass from his own crease, throwing the stick out there, and the Pioneers will force another defensive zone turnover. The Griffins forecheck has been formidable.
Sacred Heart doing a very good job, though, coming out of that timeout by Canisius, just slowing things down. They're doing their own thing. You might think they're up by 6, and that's plenty, but as we saw against Quinnipiac, not always.
Yeah, they're up 6-2 in that game before losing by a score of 13-12. Johnny Morgan, beautiful save made by Kuntz, saw it the whole way. Jake Ward expertly boxes him out. Lets Garb come scoop it up. Pioneers with 60 to shoot. Will Moulton, beautiful shot from Will Moulton. And the Pioneers are in double digits, leading by 7.
And that was an incredible pass to get the ball to him. You could see Sacred Heart doing a lot of this just right in front of the net, just slipping past their man, and Moulton just taking a page out of Morgan O'Reilly's book in the 360 shot.
Johnny Morgan, the attacking senior from just up the road in New Fairfield, picks up his 6th assist on the season. Pioneers have now scored 8 of the last 9 goals. They are on a massive 6-goal run. And Casano has been excellent. Finds himself parked in the offensive zone before getting off. Pioneers pumping the brakes a little bit, letting the offensive guys get on there. And wasting no time, Skylar Wild. Excuse me, that is Carson Spooner. And number 25, Carson Spooner, the senior.
Boy, Sacred Heart, I mean, using their speed here. And the Canisius defenders don't seem like they really want to play defense right now. And Sacred Heart just taking advantage of it at every turn.
The 3 gray pennies fresh off the sideline after a quick face-off win.
Just watching. Spooner just splits them and just lets one go. And no goalie is going to save that.
Carson Spooner gets his 21st on the season.
And another face-off win here for the Pioneers. Nope.
Pioneers' offense has been firing. They've got 11 goals, leading by 8.
That was a very good timeout called by Canisius because they were about to lose possession there. Down 11-3. Needs something to go right.
Pioneers have scored now 7 straight. 9 of the last 10 goals, all going in the Pioneers' favor. They lead by 8 on senior day. Again, they're playing for a potential home field advantage. They need a couple things to go their way. Should it work out, they would be the 4 seed in the tournament. How that works is the 1 and 2 teams will get the bye. So right now that's lining up to be Mount St. Mary's and Manhattan College. And then the 3 and 4 seed, assuming they are full-time MAC members, should be hosting the 5 and 6 just for the first round. And then the second round and championship game all takes place at the 1 seed, which is going to be Mount St. Mary's. So Mount St. Mary's will host the end of the year tournament where 4 teams will square off for the championship.
And the control room has given us another one of those scenarios. Back LIU with a 6-5 lead now with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half there in Hamden.
Worth noting, Siena, who the Pioneers need to lose, is taking on 1-seeded Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's, I believe, beat Manhattan this year, so they should have the 1 seed locked up no matter what. I'm going to fact check myself.
Not much to play for.
Mount St. Mary's only loss of the season came in their first Metro Atlantic game to Manhattan. So Mount St. Mary's needs to beat Siena to lock up the very important 1 seed.
Oh, and that's good news for the Pioneers then, because as Evan just said, Siena needs to lose if Sacred Heart goes on to win today to ensure that they will get that very, very valuable home game, presuming that the Quinnipiac Bobcats do not come back and beat LIU. A lot of scenarios here. We're data scientists. We can do this for you. Don't worry about it.
Bracketology in the booth.
I was always a mathematician in my head, not in real life.
That shot scores. Canisius answers. Who but Colin Kelly getting his 41st of the season.
And you could see here, Pazienza just tapping his chest on this one. I don't think he expected this shot to come from here, and who would? It's way out. A little bit of a low bounce, and he just can't get it. And you can see as soon as he stands up, he's tapping his chest. That's on me. Sorry, boys.
Tricky angle and a beautiful shot. Colin Kelly ends the run.
His 41st goal.
He puts the Griffins back on the board with 4 minutes to play in this first half. Kasana scoops one out. Trying to win the race is the Pioneers, but this ball finds its way all the way down near Pazienza.
And they will pick it up, and that's an illegal procedure that goes in the favor of the Golden Griffins.
Canisius now has a chance to get another one in the score column.
That's why you got to run it up when you can. It's not running up the score. It's just making sure you win the game.
Connery and Brunch do a little back and forth, and Connery's going to try his luck with the long dodge. Puts a spin move on. Connery shoots it over the cage. Scooped up by Carney. Connery to Carney. Carney from the X. Can't beat Houlihan. Gives it off. Now Brunch trying to get his second. He scored the first goal of the game for Canisius. Connery with the spin move with the left. Wants to shoot with the left. Connery will. And Canisius is making a run of their own.
Yeah, 2 very quick goals. And we talked about it for a hot second before. Canisius taking that time out to maintain possession. Huge now that they got the 2 goals back. And another shot from pretty far out. Pazienza just can't get his stick across the crease, and that 7-goal lead has evaporated into that 8-goal lead has evaporated into a 6-goal lead.
2 from Colin Kelly, a goal from Nathan Connery, Kyle Brunch, and Caden Easter. That's how we make 5 for Canisius, who is surging after a timeout, and Bosty is going to call one of his own. Head coach John Bosty trying to keep the Pioneers focused, trying to lock up a home game.
Yeah, no reason to play around.
As they take a break, we will too. The Pioneers lead by 6, but Canisius on a 2-goal run of their own. Stay with us. We'll be right back from Campus Field.
Earned, not given. In the NEC, we know where we come from. And realize how hard we work to get here. We attack every day as a new challenge. We become stronger. We build our character. We put in the work to earn respect. There are no handouts. The word quit is not in our vocabulary. Adversity? Bring it on. Because the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. NEC Hoops. New challenges. Same grit. All earned, nothing given.
Hello and welcome back to Campus Field, where the Pioneers are sporting a 6-goal lead now, fresh off the timeout. Pioneers trying to end this 2-goal Canisius run. They scored 2 in a matter of 59 seconds. As the Pioneers looked like they were going to be running away with this thing. Now with 3 minutes left to play, Canisius right back in it. Ooh, Spooner. Throwing the deeks on. Now Morgan O'Reilly from the X, not usually where he operates. Mickey O, high slot, very usual. He's going to go with the left bounce shot. Goes over the cage. Good defense from the Golden Griffins' Ryan Furlong to keep Sal Mickio at bay. Beautiful pass. Garb just had a little bit of trouble handling it. 20 seconds to shoot. Mikio handling. Picks up a screen. Good help defense. Mikio frees up the left. Misses wide. Now with 13 seconds to shoot on a good-looking offensive set, fresh out of the timeout.
Yeah, not a bad shot there by Mikio. Just slipped it by the far post.
Pioneers only have 10 seconds to operate. Carson Spoon is going to dance around a screen. Beautiful pass. Jake Ward.
Oh, nice defense there just to knock the ball out of his stick.
Playing for the shot clock violation.
Yes, again, one of those very smart plays that don't show up on the score sheet again. Caden Libby, second time I'm going to mention his name in that capacity. Not picking it up, knowing there was a second left on the shot clock and forcing the turnover.
Pioneers get a free 60. I think that there was a...
Was there an infraction somewhere?
Some sort of infraction. It looked like Jake Ward got bowed.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
man. Skylar Wilde wanted the hat trick.
Yeah,
put
he
that
put
one
it
off the crossbar.
Right off the top of the crossbar. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth if you're SHU. Put this ball into the back of the net.
As I was saying, Jake Ward got jostled around a little bit after his shot opportunity. Maybe that led to the free 60. Pioneers retain. 90 seconds to play in this first half. Wild from the high post. Feeling dangerous today.
Ooh, O'Reilly wanted that shot. I think very smartly did not take it, but he wanted it.
Ward finds Wild, and Wild will get his hat trick. Skylar Wild with a hard-earned third goal.
On senior day.
Pioneers capitalize on a beautiful offensive set.
Yeah, you look at the way the Pioneers have gotten some of their offense going today. Again, another opportunity where Wild slips behind the defense right in front of the net, just gets a pass and puts it home.
For me, it's been great off-ball movement met with excellent passing has created most of these scoring opportunities for the Pioneers. Nicky Casano, if he can steal this one, the Pioneers might be able to net another one before the first half ends. Whatever team gets this possession should be able to run out the clock. Shot clock is a non-factor. There's just 70 seconds to play.
Oh, the ball's on the ground quite a bit. And coming away with it is Sacred Heart.
As Ramsey trying to outrun the midfielder with the long pole.
I was going to say, it would not be wrong for Basti to call a timeout there just to maintain possession, which he does, and gets a huge fist bump from the head coach. Very good use of a timeout. And a flag hits the field.
I wonder if it's going to be any sort of sideline.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be because the official was on the other side of the Sacred Heart. This will be very interesting.
Bossy had a short conversation with Morgan O'Reilly, which makes me wonder if it might have been on him. The referee just pointed at the Pioneer sideline.
Unsportsmanlike conduct?
Might have been some jawing that we missed between O'Reilly and Canisius, because head coach John Bossy definitely had a conversation with
and he's going
Morgan
back to
O'Reilly.
the official right now.
They are now pointing towards Canisius as if to award them with the possession and some sort of man-up opportunity. They got a full minute to work with, so this could be very costly for the Pioneers to, again, give Canisius a foot in the door.
And this is... It is Morgan O'Reilly, 1 minute for unsportsmanlike conduct, and it is, if you have possession, there's a minute left, you get a big timeout, you're up by 7.
Which is comfortable, but definitely not
No,
case closed.
as we've
Yeah.
seen, it is absolutely not case closed, but, listen, you'd much rather be Sacred Heart than Canisius right now, for sure, but... It's just such a big play because you're going to go into the half at least up by 7. You could be up by 8. Holds for last shot. You called the timeout, and now you lose possession and you're man down.
Canisius with a man-up opportunity with 60 seconds to play.
That was a pretty roller coaster of emotions there for John Basti. He was fired up and then had the rug pulled out from underneath him.
Maybe he has been told that Canisius is operating at 40% on the special teams unit. They're 20 of 50.
And that is not gross.
Not gross at all.
And John Basti had a lengthy conversation with the official there. They did not see eye to eye on whatever occurred.
Canisius with a full 60 in the man-up set. Colin Kelly gives it off. Wide open.
Really good ball movement there. Great help defense back by the Pioneers, but you can't let that happen.
Keegan Kozak struggled to handle it.
Although they are on the penalty kill, I should.
Beautiful
Nice
shot.
save.
Pazienza. Save made.
Pretty sure he saved that with his face. Ball didn't make it out of bounds.
Jackson Webster wants to shoot again. Why not?
Oh, what a save
Pazienza.
by Pazienza. The first one hit him in the face. The second one, he sniped out of the air.
Pazienza might have just single-handedly assured that the Pioneers will retain the 7-point lead.
Assured that Morgan Riley wasn't going to get an earful in the locker room. And Sacred Heart could theoretically get their goal here anyway.
Garb tries it.
That's
2
gonna
seconds
go in
remaining.
Canisius' direction and
Scooped up by the captain, Isaiah Ricketts, who just launches one. Worth noting, it made it all the way to Pazienza's stick, so a pretty accurate heave from Isaiah Ricketts.
From the Situation Room, Evan, 8-7 LIU. Quinnipiac scoring a very late goal with 30 seconds left.
And again, both of those teams are playing for their actual lives, as the loser of that will most likely not be in the tournament. Your score here from Fairfield, conversely, Pioneers out in front commandingly, but Canisius not going down lightly. Pioneers are sporting a 7-goal lead, and we will be back with the second half. Again, the Pioneers playing for a home game if one of a million scenarios works out. Regardless, the Pioneers should be in the playoffs. Canisius playing in their 2023 season finale. Stay with us. We'll be back for the second half face-off. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato from Sacred Heart.
This NEC Front Row broadcast on the Shoe Sports Network is brought to you by Trumbull Pizza Company, serving great pizza and Italian dishes in Fairfield County for over 48 years.
Recently, we got to be a part of a historic event here at Sacred Heart University. A few weeks ago, 17 female graduate students and alumni were a part of the first all-female broadcast on NEC Front Row. That means every aspect of the broadcast was engineered by women. This includes producer, director, audio mixer, technical director, graphics engineer, replay operator, all 5 cameras, and all on-air talent. This broadcast was inspired by the National Girls and Women in Sports Day on February 2nd, which celebrated the 50th anniversary of Title IX. It's so validating to be surrounded by like-minded women who are making an impact on the sports industry.
Looking around campus, you'd be surprised there aren't many of those big lecture-style classrooms you may see on other campuses. That's on purpose here. At SHU, the student-to-faculty ratio is 14-to-1. SHU professors take the extra step to help all their students succeed. My friend Tomas from the School of Communication, Media, and the Arts is at the Materi Center for the Liberal Arts and can tell you a little more about the amazing professors here. Tomas, please take it away.
Thank you, Alex. So I am a rising senior here at Sacred Heart University in the communications program. I did not start my college experience at Sacred Heart, but I found myself transferring to Sacred Heart University for a more personalized college experience. Professors have an open door policy here at Sacred Heart, which allows students to drop in at certain times during the day to talk about classes, projects, films, anything that comes to mind that has to do with academics. I took full advantage of this program and found myself being mentored by several different professors in several different specialized fields. I was able to utilize all the information I accumulated from these programs and put it out into different projects. Sentinels of the Boreal was a film I produced, filmed, and directed, and it was a project that I worked on my junior year of Sacred Heart University. This film helped me cultivate relationships with internationally recognized brands such as Canon USA and Tamron Optics. This film also helped me get relationships with internationally and nationally recognized organizations such as the National Audubon Society. Sacred Heart's SMA program was integral for the success of this film, as it not only allowed me to reach out to certain grants and foundations to accumulate money, but also allowed me to meet with these professors who had been out in the field and had that professional experience so I can get my foot in the door in the professional field once I graduated. One of my professors was a big influence and guiding force, as he not only told me how to tell a story, but also taught me how to obtain funding, which helped move the project along. Another one of my professors showed me how to use the footage that I had accumulated over the course of the project and put it into a way where the project flowed and the film was at its best. SHU's dean of the school met with me weekly, and his willingness to help me not only invigorated me, but also inspired me to keep on going. This film helped me get a foot in the door with organizations like PBS Nature and National Geographic, and also create a piece that I'm very proud of. Thank you for letting me tell my story, Alex. Now back to you.
Tomas, can I get your autograph? It's so great that your professors went above and beyond to help you with your documentary. But that's normal here at SHU, right? No matter your program, the faculty gets to know every student and mentors them for a successful future as a working professional. Take care, Tomas.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
When you live where we live, when you meet the kind of people we get to meet, share their seasons, their good times, and when they need a helping hand, you pick up pretty quick that every little thing is a little more than it seems.
It's my Tuesday morning.
It's my helper.
It's my livelihood.
It's my pleasure.
It's at the heart of the community. It's more than food. It's my big why.
you want to go into the sports communication and media field, there isn't a place that's located in a better spot in the country than Sacred Heart.
You'll learn how to do every single job in the sports industry and give yourself the best chance to get hired right out.
We can offer this at a master's level that really makes sense. So people can come here for one concentrated year and come out ready to work in the sports industry.
We're here for lifers. We're here to develop your skills for a 40-year career in sports media. We're the perfect place to start.
My old school didn't have a master's program in media and broadcasting, and so I knew I had to find a place that was going to offer that and that I could also still play football at a high level. Sacred Heart checked every single box. They have a growing program that's doing very well, and it's in the media hub of the world. I've learned things that you wouldn't learn from just being in a classroom unless your teachers were professionals who've actually done the things that we want to do. That's what puts Sacred Heart above everyone.
Hello and welcome back to the beautiful campus of Sacred Heart. Evan Cormier joined by Joe Fortunato, and Sacred Heart Pioneers have dominated so far here early. They are out shooting Canisius by a figure of 21 goals. They are taking a 7-goal lead out of the halftime break. They've been moving the ball very effectively, not drawing too many penalties. That costly one by Morgan O'Reilly at the end of the quarter, or half if you will, costed them to surrender the possession, but it didn't result in a Canisius goal, so not too bad.
And the big stat there that you might not think so, saves 3. Pazienza made 2 of those in the last 10 seconds or the last 30 seconds, I should say, of the quarter. So pretty big moments there. Out of our control room, 8-8, LIU and Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac scored 2 goals in the last 20 seconds to tie that game. That third quarter is just about to get started.
Also worth noting, the time here from Fairfield is 1:10. That means that Siena should have.
It is 1-1 with 9 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first
Wasting
quarter.
no time. Siena is taking on
Mount St. Mary's.
Mount St. Mary's. Siena is the home team here. Mount St. Mary's is playing for the 1 seed. Very, very important 1 seed. That would mean that they would host the entire championship tournament should they win. If Mount St. Mary's was to be the loser in that match, then Manhattan College would host the end of the season tournament.
I am plugged into the control room directly, so whatever we need an update, I got you.
The opening face-off of the second half won by Canisius. Canisius has been treading water. It looked like they were going to have their boat sank when they trailed by 9. Since then, they're on a 2-0 run and right back in it.
Evan was working on that all halftime. Came out pretty good.
Now with a long dodge is Nathan Connery. Connery draws 2. Frees up the left. Beautiful pass. Complete Pazienza.
That is an unbelievably difficult save to make across his body. Not even high. Just gets his stick down and over. What a save by the Sacred Heart goalkeeper.
This is Handy who sets a pick in the Pioneer zone. Pioneers went on a 9-1 run to end the second half before Canisius' 2 quick goals. Looks like Garb's got something. That is Spooner. He's got a little bit of tape on the right arm, something to keep an eye out. Skylar Wild had a first half hat trick, his first of the season.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because even with the playoffs coming up, Sacred Heart really can't take their feet off the gas of this game, even though they're up by a pretty wide margin, because you have to win if you want any shot at that home field advantage.
Trying to outrun the Pioneers are the Golden Griffins. Now they're in the offensive set, getting their personnel on the turf. This is Patrick Mitchell, who gave way to Ethan Coughlin. Coughlin dances around a screen. Beautiful pass to Mitchell. Oh, wide open. Oh, man, he rings the pipe with authority.
Crossbar, and that, I believe that's offside. It absolutely is, and that will end up being a Sacred Heart ball.
That was Kevin Carney.
Just tried to slip over the line that nobody would see. give a lot of credit. I didn't see who the Sacred Heart player was, but pointed that out to the official. But really interesting look there. You know, Sacred Heart's defense not completely set. Just fired that off the crossbar.
Kevin Carney put about 100 miles an hour off of Pazienza's crossbar. It bounced all the way past midfield. Had some steam on it. Now the Pioneers are in the offensive set. Johnny Morgan from 30 yards out. Stiff defense. Garb wants to score. He's got 2. Gives way to Ward, who misses the cage.
That was another one of those cross-crease passes. Ward didn't exactly have his hands free, but not a terrible shot.
Long pass complete to Morgan. Morgan gives way to Moulton. Good pass complete to Ward behind the net. Now Garb from deep. Didn't miss by very much. We saw the turf hit the net.
I did see the turf hit the net. I actually thought the ball snuck in, but Sacred Heart with 30 seconds left now to shoot or to score. Get a shot on net, hit the post. I'll stop talking.
Long dodge.
There it is. Hits the post.
Right on cue. That's a fresh 60.
Blessing of the commentator.
Pioneers will retain possession. I believe that was Johnny Morgan who won the race.
The Rangers will win again tonight, if I'm saying things that are just coming true.
This is Will Moulton with a long dodge. Skylar Wild shot again. Why not? Johnny Morgan's there to scoop it up.
And Sacred Heart will retain possession. Even though they're not scoring, this is exactly what you just want to bleed time at this point, and just really good opportunities for Sacred Heart.
Oh, what a save by Kuntz. He saw it the whole way through. Shuts down Skylar Wild's attempt.
And a quick breakout pass here.
That's how Canisius scored their 2 quick goals. Long stick shoots.
He just missed the net, and I don't know how. I think it was Skylar Wild. I don't know how he didn't hit the hanging long pole.
That was Alexi Samard. A long stick defenseman from Quebec. There's a heavy Canadian presence on this Griffin team. If I could get a couple Canisius goals, I could shout out their hometown.
You're asking for a lot.
From behind the cage, almost sneaks one in.
Might.
That's Kevin Carney from Burnt Hills, New York. Carney's the one who rung the crossbar earlier this half. Now with 5 minutes elapsed, we are scoreless.
I don't know what. They had reset the shot clock already. Not sure what the official wanted.
Colin Kelly picks up a screen from Mitchell. And another one. Kelly trying to free the hands. Good defense from Candelino.
Yeah, didn't let him get anywhere.
Now Mitchell. The roll dodge. Can't get out front. Tries to force a pass. Will Kelly get there? He will. Stops it about 3 yards shy of the midfield line. With 30 seconds to shoot. The Griffins are operating. Another errant pass. We'll see who wins this race.
Sacred Heart will pick it up.
Jake Ward trying to get it going before the defense can get set.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised how quick he was looking to get something going there. Sacred Heart does have the ability to kind of take their time a little bit.
Spooner shoots it with the left, goes wide right.
Sacred Heart will retain possession.
Spooner handles again. Oh, he was wide open, just misses it. Jake Garb unable to come down with a Spooner pass that went a little high.
That ball, just no one there.
Trying to force a fancy pass, gets scooped up by the Pioneers. It's a hectic 35 seconds. Pioneers trying to settle down.
And they should. They don't really want to get into a run and gun right now with Canisius. But they only have 8 seconds to clear, and they will turn the ball over.
It's one of those long stick turnovers. We saw a couple of those against Quinnipiac, where Candelino and Houlihan go back and forth before getting over midfield. And
yeah, John Basti probably doesn't like that. There's really no reason to waste the time. You're not opening up the field by doing that.
Colin Kelly gives way to Jackson Naylor. Naylor trying to put the moves on. This is Easter. Easter's got a goal. He goes with the left, misses wide. Kevin Carney handling from the X. 50 seconds to shoot. Carney picks up a screen. Roll dodge. Oh, Pazienza, I believe he got a stick on it.
He did. He didn't even know he made the save either. He was frozen in the net.
Taking away the angle and paying off was Pazienza in the right place at the right time. And again, a long stick will carry it past midfield. Pioneers get the offensive set with 70 seconds to work with.
8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the quarter.
Still no goals in the second half.
Which is perfectly acceptable if you're Sacred Heart.
Mikio handling from just about midfield. Gives way to Garb, fresh off the sideline. This is Morgan O'Reilly in the X, doing a little bit more ball handling than he's used to. Wild frees himself up. Beautiful pass. Sal Mikio scores and one. Gets the flag. Sal Mikio with his third goal of the game. That's a hat trick for Mikio.
And he took a heck of a shot.
It's a beautiful pass from Skylar Wild, I believe. Sal Mikio
just puts it in and just gets buried.
Oh, he got rocked. Sal Mikio.
That looked like a cross check right to the side of the ribs. And that's exactly what you don't want to see if you're John Basti and you got playoff games coming up. And I believe that Michio coming off the field here will be the final time that he's on the field today. Get your big guns rested.
He is the third Pioneer to reach the hat trick mark this afternoon. I guess the hat trick makes that cross check a little bit sweeter. But with a full head of steam was number 27, Eric Allen, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana.
And I believe this is going to be a minute-long penalty.
Pioneers leading by 8. So an illegal body check was the call.
It all goes to the same place.
Face-off violation. Canisius will steal a possession, and now they have about 22 and a half minutes to come up with 8 goals. Stop the Pioneers from scoring.
And coming from the control room, 12-9 Quinnipiac.
Oh, wow, how the tables have turned.
48 seconds left in the third quarter. Siena and Mount St. Mary's tied at 2 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first. But all 3 things have to happen. And right now the only thing that is happening is Sacred Heart is winning the game.
We have talked about the importance of the game for Mount St. Mary's from Siena's standpoint. They're playing for a playoff spot too. They're one of the 4-4 teams who are on the brink. And should the Pioneers win and Siena lose, Pioneers would be in a position to host a round 1 playoff game. Because we do hold the tiebreaker over Quinnipiac and LIU. The caveat there is that in the event of a tie, the tiebreaker would go to the fully termed MAC team as opposed to the NEC affiliates they have housed so kindly for this year. Canisius is back on the attack. They've got the Pioneers out of sorts. And Canisius will score. I believe that is Kevin Carney, the freshman.
Yeah, it's a nifty little move that he makes. Just kind of spins around his defender coming around the far alley. And then he's right in front of the net with no one near him. Beats Pazienza down low.
It's Kevin Carney. The Pioneer defense looked all out of sorts that possession, thanks to some good ball movement from Canisius as well as a few miscommunications. And Kevin Carney picks up his first goal of the afternoon, and Canisius is just hanging around. This was the story towards the end of the first half, and now refusing to fully go down are the Golden Griffins. Beautiful check from behind. That was a stick check to free up that ball. And Canisius will get the possession. Check that. Pioneers are going to get the possession. They still have to beat this Golden Griffin forecheck. Pazienza handling, launches one. All the way down to Ward. Ward scored on more than a few of these this season.
That was a great catch for what was really a Hail Mary heave by Pazienza.
Pioneers lead by 7. Jake Garb. The dangerous looking dodge. Ward's got free hands if he elects to shoot. He will not. Mikio back in the game, much to Joe's chagrin.
It's true.
Oh, that was a good looking pass. Garb couldn't come away with it.
My embarrassment is immense. I'm not often wrong when I make predictions.
Sal Mikio just labored himself off. I wouldn't be surprised if that is his last go at it. He's definitely not moving overly enthusiastically.
There's really no reason for him to be out there right now. Granted, you don't want things to kind of spiral out of control, but
the championship single elimination tournament will take place next Saturday. Saturday, April 29th will be round 1. And then the semifinal game will be Thursday, May 4th in the championship between the 2 remaining teams. Saturday, May 6th. As Will Moulton finds himself in Golden Griffin territory. Worth noting, Joe, no orange cleats in this offensive set. Sal Mikio has taken one off.
happy to be correct for even a moment.
Will Moulton, good defense by Chance Cook, the sophomore. Now trying to beat the forecheck is Canisius. Isaiah Ricketts felt that pressure from behind, extends the left, strong arms it over midfield. Patiently handling is Canisius, getting the right set on again. Not quite at the point. Ooh, that was a dangerous looking wraparound.
Yes, it was. And Sacred Heart will have the backup. Very, very slick defending there.
It's Candelino who
Candelino just
rotated all the way behind the net.
Followed that play all the way around. And here's the back and forth stuff I do not prefer.
Still trying to get over midfield.
We're going to do it again. There's 6 seconds now to get over the line.
Houlihan finds the willing recipient, the Pioneer, standing at the 25-yard line.
Sacred Heart more than happy to just kind of wind these shot clocks down.
This is Spooner now with a long dodge. Spooner gets in tight.
Oh,
another save. Kuntz has come on strong.
Yes, he has. That was very good work there by Spooner. Just to kind of split his defenders in half. Make his way.
This is Nathan Connery sporting the captain.
That's going to be a turnover there by Canisius. A little bit of a fast break here for the Pioneers. Wouldn't be surprised to see them slow things down.
Jake Ward with a riser from the low slot.
I'm done making predictions for the rest of the game.
Jake Ward buries his 4th of the game.
And you don't have to make a prediction to say, this is a tough angle shot here. You can see him. He's calling for the ball. He gets it. He's not that much farther in front of the net. He's almost at the side of it.
That was disgusting.
Just pumps it over the shoulder and into that top corner.
He went low to high. He looked like Chris Sale there from the low slot. Low to high. Buries it with about 4 inches under the crossbar.
Really, really good shot.
That was disgusting. Excellent slow-mo from the production room. Now winning the face-off is Casano, but he can't scoop it up. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play, Canisius in this third quarter, Canisius is on the attack. Long stick shot with the backup.
Siena up 3-2 at the end of the first. Quinnipiac remains up 13-10 with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third.
That game might end 20-18.
So things are not shaping up well right now for the Pioneers on the scoreboard. Things going their way right now, obviously, on the field. So
Pioneers leaving no doubt. If they take care of business today, they are in the playoffs. Again, just playing for a very important home playoff game next weekend. Pass complete. Missing everything was Ethan Coughlin, the senior, from West Bend, Wisconsin. This is a well-traveled Canisius team. Got a lot of Midwest contributors, a lot of international players, a couple Floridians. Trailing by 8 in their season finale. Beautiful pass. Pazienza got a piece of his own cage trying to come across to make the save. Lucky that one was off the mark.
And now with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, there's about a 10-second differentiation between the shot clock and the game clock, so Sacred Heart could probably take the last reasonable shot if they prefer.
Canisius has been effective with their low forecheck. They don't get too far away from midfield, but they do make it difficult to get past that line. Jake Ward, the leading goal scorer today. He's scored 4. He now has 27 on the season. Oh, a great play made, and now Canisius could steal the last possession of the half, of the quarter rather.
They will. 50 seconds left. Shot clock is a non-factor if Canisius wants to wait.
Oh, beautiful shot from number 32, Mikey Howe, the redshirt sophomore. Canisius hanging around, trailing by 7 with 44 seconds.
A little bit of a fast break here, so you can kind of forgive the Pioneers for not being set on defense. But quick little ball movement. You can see Pazienza very unhappy that that pass made its way through. Just right at the top of the crease. You're not going to miss from there. And that 9-goal lead has dissolved into a 7-goal lead. 44 seconds left.
Mikey Howe nets his 3rd of the season.
And a face-off win by Canisius. Pretty clean. So last shot almost certainly for the Golden Griffins. Cut this lead to 6.
Should this one find the back of the net, Canisius would be in striking distance for the last 15. Patiently set, now 15 to shoot. Trying to beat the defense. Finds Naylor. Pazienza sees it through, and he'll launch one. 5 seconds to play.
I was not totally sure what the strategy was there, but 1.7 seconds left on the clock, and I think Canisius will send it right back to him.
Pazienza comes out about 10 yards and boots that one. The horn sounds. The Pioneers lead by a comfortable 7, but Canisius not quite out of it yet.
And back to the Situation Room. Remains 3-2 for Siena. 14-10 for Quinnipiac. 4 minutes left in the 3rd.
Quinnipiac is playing for that last spot in the playoffs, the cross-state rival, but we'll be back with the last 15 here from Campus Field.
After all your hard work, the studying, practices, and rehearsals, you deserve the best for what's next. The best in Connecticut higher education. Outstanding nursing and health professions programs, premier learning facilities and world-class tech labs, a nationally ranked business school, modern residential, social, and recreational facilities, championship D1 athletics, and pro-level performing arts. Make your next step the best step. Apply now to Sacred Heart University.
Hello and welcome back. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato, and we've got 15 to play from a well-crowded Campus Field. They're here for what should be the home finale of the 2023 season. It's looking like it will be that way, and that makes the loss last week to Mount St. Mary's all that more important, as the Pioneers were well in position to win that game for some unforced errors, tilted it in Mount St. Mary's favor. Now sporting a 7-goal lead on senior day. Canisius playing in their 2023 season finale no matter what. And if there's a bright spot on this Canisius team, it is number 15, Colin Kelly. Today we saw him join the 40-goal club. He now has 41 on the season, a very, very, very impressive mark for the redshirt sophomore. They have him listed at 6'5" out of Syracuse, New York. He should be a problem for years to come.
There's Salmicchio.
Pioneers will get the first offensive set of the final quarter. What should be the final quarter. Canisius needs to come away with 7 goals in the next 14 and a half minutes. Carson Spooner
Trying to make it 8.
Yeah, he wanted to do his best to extend the lead. Wisely gives it up. 40 to shoot. Salmicchio with a long dodge. Puts it to the right. Micchio draws 2. He will surrender it to Moreshi. Now with 25, Carson Spooner gets in tight. Garb to O'Reilly.
Oh, very gently. That is absolutely a goal. Just tilted into the back of the net.
There's a brief conversation. No goal is the call. Canisius ball.
I would love to see a replay of that. That ball absolutely hit the top corner.
Maybe he stepped in the crease?
I don't. That ball absolutely hit the top corner.
As it stands, the Golden Griffins are leading or trailing by 7, leading the charge in the offensive zone.
Granted, I've been wrong on some of my conviction statements today, but I'm pretty sure that one hit the back of the net.
O'Reilly thought he got lucky as well. Now with 50 to shoot, Canisius has a golden opportunity to draw a little bit closer. The long dodge is Kyle Brunch. Brunch had the first goal of the day for the Golden Griffins. Brunch handling from the X. Now drawing 3 Pioneers. Scooped up by Nick Handy.
And not sure why Canisius is getting the ball back, but they are.
Canisius now interested to see what the shot clock's going to be.
Yeah, it should drop down to 60.
I think they're going to give him a fresh 60. This is Hunter Peruki handling right now from about 25 meters out at the bottom of your screen. Peruki's going to try his luck with a dodge, trying to go to the right. He had a lane should he have chosen to take it. Peruki still operating. Finally surrendering it. Kevin Carney's had a goal and a couple great shots. Carney just rung another pipe. How many times is he going to hit the post today? I believe Kevin Carney's got a goal and 3 post shots. Getting hooked at midfield. Handy draws the flag.
Delayed penalty here for Sacred Heart, so
it's a midfielder from Providence, Rhode Island, who's got more than his money's worth today with the ball handling responsibilities.
Flags on both sides of the field, excuse me, Evan. Not sure if they were for the same play, but
now with the extra defender is Canisius. Jake Ward wanted his 5th of the day. We get a good shot of the flags on the far side and near side. No whistle has sound, so they're both on Canisius.
yeah, totally fine for Sacred Heart here to just milk out the rest of this shot clock and then take the opportunity when they get the man up.
Garb really wanted to shoot, fakes it, gives it off to Ward, who will shoot. Ward misses wide right.
And I believe we're going to see a replay of that Morgan O'Reilly situation.
So there's Spooner, who gives it off to Garb, and now we see O'Reilly cutting.
Takes it.
I mean,
that's the goal. It hits the net. That is absolutely a goal.
That was definitely pocketed.
Right there. You can see it. Look at it. It's right under the crossbar. It hits the net. That is absolutely a goal. I have no idea. He's not in the...
Maybe they're calling that right there.
It could be his toe is in the crease, but that's after the ball's out of his stick.
Doing his best to walk the tightrope.
I don't know why it was not a goal, but...
It was a great look.
It was a goal. Thank you to the replay crew there for giving us that look.
Jake Ward puts that one off of Kuntz's knee. Tommy Kuntz has had a lot of
yes, he has.
second half saves.
Very, very big in this second.
Pioneers have been supported by 12 first half goals. Have only had 2 since then. Canisius has had 2 in the second half as well. They are now trailing by the same figure of 7 that they did when the first half bell sounded. With 10.5 minutes to play, need to come away with 7. Every possession counts from here on forward.
Yeah, when you get to needing to score a goal every minute and 20 seconds, it gets to be tough.
This is Patrick Mitchell, who's trying to free up the left before passing with the right.
Good defense there by Jack Ramsey, just keeping him at bay.
Mikey Howe has a goal this half. Pazienza intercepting another pass. That was Jackson Webster, who was trying to find Howe by going over Pazienza's cage. Pazienza stabbed that one out of the air, but an errant pass again in the half-field set, and Canisius is going to steal a possession. That's should be an area of emphasis for these Pioneers going into the playoffs. They've had a little bit of struggle when it comes to defensive zone possessions. Patrick Mitchell frees up the right. Works out. Oh, beautiful interception from Nick Handy.
And while this is happening, 14-12, Quinnipiac, start of the fourth. Siena and Mount St. Mary's, a real barn burner, 3-2 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. No goals so far in the second quarter. Very different from the game that we had with Mount.
That game ended 13-12 last Saturday. Mikio frees up his right before giving it off. Pioneers more than happy to milk this clock a little bit. They've got 45 to shoot. Carson Spooner working a couple moves. And there goes his stick.
And that is an illegal procedure because you cannot have the ball remain in the stick when you no longer have possession of the stick. So the Canisius Golden Griffins will get possession and then immediately gets taken back.
Great play by Garb.
Great hustle play by Ward. Just to knock it down. I think it was Ward at least.
It definitely was.
It's about time I got one on you.
They sport the same full sleeve elbow guards. I always get those two confused.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but these jerseys are horrible for visuals.
The grays, yeah.
When it's dark out, if it's light out or at night, it's okay. But in like this misty-ish weather, it's tough to see.
We're lucky the rain has held off so far. There's a almost 24-hour storm in the forecast.
Seeing a lot of golf carts whizzing by there on Fairchild Wheeler, so.
Oh, great ball movement.
Oh.
That was Ward who paid the price. There was about 5 passes in 4 seconds there from the Pioneers.
And then Ward trying to go behind the back. I'm not sure why they're resetting the shot clock. It looked like it was for the hit on Ward, but I'm not sure why that would happen without a penalty. But either way, fresh 60 for SHU.
Spooner.
Oh, if that pass was just a little higher, he was going to let that one go.
Garb's going to work around a screen before giving it off to Spooner.
The weather, the sun starts coming out a little bit.
Just great ball movement from the Pioneers. Garb to Ward. Ward finishes an impressive offensive set. And then does a little bit of surfing on the 25-yard line.
What I mean, this is just, it's silly ball movement here by the Pioneers. This entire set, just moving the ball around, and 2 opportunities to flip one to Ward right in the middle of the field, but it was prettier this way, and then you can see him doing a little bit of the crawl.
If you were keeping up at home, that was Spooner to O'Reilly to Garb to Ward for that goal.
Giving out hockey assists here.
If this were hockey, there'd be a lot of tallies. For now, Jake Ward picks up his 5th goal of the afternoon, and Garb will get the assist. The primary assist, I should say, after it looked like every single penny for the Pioneer team touched the ball that possession. And now extending their lead to 8 with 7 minutes to play. The Pioneers are well on their way to a playoff tournament.
Not looking good on the other side of the fence, though. Still 3-2 Siena with 4 minutes left, but 15-12 Quinnipiac.
Again, Quinnipiac is a full-time member of the Metro Atlantic, which means that in a tiebreaker scenario, they would be given the nod.
Correct. Even though Quinnipiac lost to Sacred Heart, and Sacred Heart holds the true tiebreaker of head-to-head, because Sacred Heart is an associate member of the MAC, they do not get the benefit of having a home game against a...
That shot was scored by Hunter Peruki, the junior midfielder from Lancaster, New York.
Full-fledged member, but Sacred Heart will take a playoff game, especially with the way the season started, 0-7. To come back to this has been very impressive by John Basti and his crew.
Not touched on that at all. This season did start 0-7 for the Pioneers. Since then, they are now, if you count this game, on a 5-2 run to end the regular season. All 5 of their wins came in conference play, which is just what the doctor ordered for a Pioneer team that looked like they were going to be on the receiving end of a short season. That was a long stick midfielder, Ethan Thompson, who had a dangerous looking shot opportunity. He missed the net. Canisius will keep the possession. There's only 3 blue shirts down there.
And Canisius moving a little sluggish for a team that needs to score more than a goal a minute right now.
Caden Easter's got a goal already today. He'll put it to the left. Easter wants to shoot. Pazienza makes a save.
Tell you what, it doesn't show because of the score line, but Pazienza has come up pretty big for the Pioneers. He's made some very timely saves. And I think this is going to be a timeout by Canisius. Yeah, just to talk about things.
That was head coach Mike Miyoshita. It's going to be my best stab at that name. I'm going to go with Miyoshita, who called that timeout to save the possession for Canisius. They now have 5 minutes and 43 seconds to come away with 7 goals, and we will take our final break here from Campus Field. Stay with us for the end of the regular season finale.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
When you live where we live, when you meet the kind of people we get to meet, share their seasons, their good times, and when they need a helping hand, you pick up pretty quick that every little thing is a little more than it seems.
It's my Tuesday morning.
It's my helper.
It's my livelihood.
It's my pleasure.
It's at the heart of the community. It's more than food. It's my big why.
Hello and welcome to a buzzing Campus Field. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato, and the Pioneers are trying to hold on and end the regular season with an impressive record of 5 wins and 2 losses in their final 7.
Yeah, and things are not looking great on the other side of the fence. Quinnipiac has a 16-12 lead with 10 minutes left in the 4th.
It's looking like the Pioneers will most likely make a trip a couple exits down to Quinnipiac for their first playoff game.
Could be worse. It could be a big travel day, and it's not. So,
if Siena were to somehow end up with the 4 seed instead of Quinnipiac, then the Pioneers would be going to Loudonville, New York. And I'm not too kept up on my New York geography, but I'm sure that's longer than New Haven, Connecticut. Ooh, that was a tricky shot. Did Pazienza make the save?
I think he did as he scoops the ball up.
Ball fell out of his jersey and did not cross the black line. Pazienza picks up another beautiful save on the Caden Easter attempt. Caden Easter's listed at 6'6" from Ware, New Hampshire.
Oh, that came across his neck. All right, the back official throws the flag. There should be a flag down where every official is for that. I have no idea how that was missed. Can't do that.
This is Caden Broadnax, the junior from Norwalk, Connecticut, still handling.
Again, Sacred Heart more than happy to just kind of let this clock bleed. Might actually behoove them to just run out the clock and then take the power play.
I'm stealing behoove. It's going in my broadcasting vocabulary.
Put it right there. That's what it's there for, partner.
I believe that was Declan Wilkie who found himself in the X for the Pioneers. That whistle sounds, and the penalty will be assessed to Colin Kelly. Yep, Colin Kelly's going to pick up the penalty. I believe head coach John Bosty called a timeout probably to get his tertiary players on the turf for the last 4 minutes. The Pioneers are well on their way to ending the final 7 games with a record of 5 wins and 2 losses. And if you're Pioneers all season, the silver lining has been that they've just kept it close in a lot of their losses, but in a lot of their wins there, I don't know what the opposite of silver lining is, but they've been some very close wins on their way to a 5-9 overall record.
Yeah, look, what appears to be the most likely outcome right now is that Sacred Heart is going to be playing a playoff game on the road. Any Sacred Heart fan, and John Basti included, would have absolutely taken that after the 0-7 start to the year. If they do need to play Quinnipiac, Sacred Heart beat Quinnipiac 13-11 here. If they need to play Siena, they lost to Siena 11-8, but that was a very different Sacred Heart team than I think we're seeing right now. Evan and I are both hockey fans. We talk about momentum going into the playoffs. You want momentum going into the playoffs, and Sacred Heart would be 5-2 in their final 7 games.
They lost by the figure of 3 goals, and that was without Morgan O'Reilly.
That's correct.
Morgan O'Reilly missed the first 7 games of the season with an injury, and since then he has scored in every single contest. He's got 18 in the final 6 games this season.
Yep. And you lost to the best team in the conference by 1, and you didn't play well at all in that game. Sacred Heart has pummeled a couple of opponents in the MAC, so
that includes a 16-4 victory over Virginia Military, their largest margin.
Ooh, little trickster there.
In their winning effort against most likely playoff competition Quinnipiac, Morgan O'Reilly on his big return made 7 goals. Jake Garb was the next leading goal scorer with 1 in a game in which Alex Pazienza stopped 13 of 24 attempts. The Pioneers won by 2. That was earlier this month, April 12th, on a Wednesday night. It was Wednesday night lacrosse action. Great environment. And Canisius gets their first shot on Nicky LeBlanca, the senior goalkeeper from Denville, New Jersey. He's taken over responsibilities, net-minding responsibilities.
John Basti starting to pull his starters out of the game to make sure that they stay.
Here's a save for LeBlanca. Sees that one all the way through.
Final update from the control room, because at this point it doesn't matter. Quinnipiac up 18-12 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
They're putting themselves in the playoffs emphatically. Again, Quinnipiac was on the brink. Had they lost to Long Island, they would have been at the end of their rope.
And then 5-4 Mount St. Mary against Siena, 30 seconds left in the half. That matters because if Siena loses, Quinnipiac will be the opponent for the Pioneers in Hamden.
Mount St. Mary's is playing to host the end of the season tournament. That matters for all teams that make the playoffs, because no matter what, even their semifinal game will take place at Mount St. Mary's. They're hosting all 4 remaining playoff teams after the inaugural round.
And as Evan was talking about, not only is it an opportunity for Sacred Heart if they do play Quinnipiac to play just a couple of exits down the Merritt Parkway, but against the team that you did beat this year.
Two minutes to play from Campus Field. Marist is beating Manhattan, which is interesting because they both have a record of 5 wins and 3 losses. Should Marist win, they would be tied, and Marist would then have the tiebreaker over Manhattan. So that game is for the bye.
Correct.
It doesn't affect anybody here at Campus Field, but that is a very important game for those two. Because I don't believe the Pioneers are in a situation where they would be in the 6th seed, so the 3 seed wouldn't really affect them.
No, the 2 and 3 seeds flipping means nothing to the Pioneers. It's simply how things end up between Siena, Quinnipiac, and Sacred Heart.
Pioneers have 50 on the shot clock, 90 on the game clock.
And Mount has taken a 2-goal lead with 20 seconds left in the half.
Save made by Canisius goaltender Tommy Kuntz. Sophomore from Birmingham, Michigan, is going to end the season with about a 50% save percentage, a 2-12 record, around 200 saves on the year, and a goals against average in the 13s.
That was Delkin Curry who took that shot for the Pioneers. His first shot of the year in his 4th game.
There you go.
Getting some new faces in there for sure.
60 seconds to play from Campus Field, and they will begin their push in the playoffs, a tournament that should be very interesting, their first ever Metro Atlantic tournament. Oh, the captain rings the pipe, Ryan Stout. Playing some pipe music before the horn sounds from Pioneers. Now it was a long stick for Canisius, having fun in the offensive zone.
Very, very fortunate Canisius got that timeout because they did not have possession of that ball.
Canisius will call the timeout. 34 seconds to play from Campus Field. This will be the final 34.
Not sure what Canisius needs to talk about here.
We are going to take one more quick break in the 2023 regular season finale. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato. Pioneers are in the driver's seat. Hello and welcome back to Campus Field for the final 34. Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato for one more time, as the Metro Atlantic Conference members would not participate and give the Pioneers a home playoff game. Getting a shot off. LeBlanca makes the save.
Very rude of them.
Yeah, right? No courtesy. I'm going to put these poor commentators into retirement for the next 9 months.
Shame. I miss you all when I'm not here in the booth.
Taking a look at the end of the game stats, the Pioneers outshot Canisius 53-37. But a sore spot for the Pioneers all season is the extra man advantage. They were 0 for 5 once again. That increases their figure to 9 for 53.
Can't happen in the playoffs.
That is just a rough man-up percentage. For Canisius, their season has ended. They sport a record of 2 wins and 12 losses on the 2023 season. The Pioneers will end their regular season debut with 5 wins and 9 losses. This is their inaugural season in the Metro Atlantic. I believe they are here for 2 years as the NEC figures out their lacrosse situation. One last time from Campus Field in Fairfield, Connecticut, Evan Cormier alongside Joe Fortunato. Thank you for joining us all season. For everybody in the control room and on the Sacred Heart University campus, thank you, and we look forward to the postseason. Pioneers win it 15-8.